I'm Mike.
And I'm Jason.
And 7 years ago, ask not what you can do for your country, but carry a big stick, and I will never tell a lie.
What?
Hey guys, thanks for joining in. Election season's finally over.
Thank goodness.
And we thought it'd be interesting if we took a look at past presidents. We tend to hold them in really high regard because they rule the country and they oversee so many different things. But in the end, they're really just like you and me.
Yeah, they're weirdos, just like everybody else. All right, so what we wanted to do is we wanted to take a couple of presidents each here and basically tell you a couple of weird things and give you the option between two presidents. And it's your job to guess which president did this weirdo thing.
All right.
Okay?
I can do this.
All right. Are you starting or I'm starting?
You start.
I'm starting. All right. So, the first president to have an assassination attempt against them
Okay.
was who?
I have to guess. I'm not even getting two.
I'm going to say
Okay.
it. You looked at me in bewilderment before I could tell you
Well,
the answer. Not the
okay.
answers, but the options.
Okay.
One is Andrew Jackson, and the other is Andrew Johnson.
It's Jackson.
It is Andrew Jackson. You're correct.
Crush it.
So basically what happened, the guy tried to shoot him, pulled
Okay.
out a pistol, misfired. Andrew Jackson then proceeded to beat on him with his cane until he was almost dead. And then he pulled out another pistol, which also misfired. He had two pistols misfire, trying to kill Andrew Jackson.
So that made me think of who's the Russian guy, the consulate there, Rasputin.
Oh, yes,
Where
the
they tried to-
unkillable
the
man.
unkillable
Drowned him
man.
and poisoned him and everything else.
America's very own Rasputin.
Yes. So it was the odds of that happening. They kind of figured they didn't figure it out at the time, but they figured it out later. Were 1 in 125,000 of both of those pistols misfiring. But you got the first one right. Nice work. You did it.
Awesome.
You
Awesome.
did it.
All right. So for you, I have your choices are going to be between Jimmy Carter.
It's a smarter idea to go with the presidents first.
Yeah.
So
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was confused because you had a really long pause before giving me the options.
Sorry.
So Jimmy Carter
Mr.
or
Peanut.
Cleveland?
Mr. Peanut or Grover Cleveland.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. He was the first president to be born in a hospital.
Born in a hospital.
Huh?
Jimmy Carter isn't like a super old president. It's insane to me that and Cleveland was before him, but
Yeah.
not far before him.
No.
So it's crazy that either of them would be the first
I
one.
know. I saw this. I'm like, this is unreal.
I'm going to go with Mr. Peanut. I'm going to go with Mr. Carter, Jimmy Carter.
It was Jimmy Carter, 39th
Yes!
president. He was born in Wise Clinic, Plains, Georgia, October 1st, 1924.
Huh.
He was also, which I found weird, he was also the first Southern president since the Civil War.
Oh.
And he pardoned and made citizens of both Lee and who's the president during the Civil War for the
Oh, the
States?
Confederate president?
I
I don't remember his
can't
name.
remember his name. We'll have to look it up.
Whatever. Confederate guy. He was
Confederate guy.
very light on Civil War era soldiers and generals and presidents and what have you.
Yeah.
All right, so my next one is presidents first. You have a choice between McKinley
All right.
and Roosevelt.
Okay.
Teddy Roosevelt, not Delano Roosevelt.
You're in my turf right now.
I am. I told you I picked one there. We didn't even stop to talk about what's going on over here, which is that someone's dressed up as
I'm representing my boy. Completely blind right now, but
Teddy
representing Teddy.
perfect.
Rough Rider?
So, between McKinley and Roosevelt, who was the first president to take a ride in a self-propelled automobile?
McKinley.
It is McKinley. You did a good job. But the thing is, all right, how far apart are those two presidents? It's a trick question.
It is a trick question.
Because one took over for the other.
Really?
Yes. The funny thing about why McKinley was the first person to take a ride in a self-propelled automobile is because his first trip in that automobile was in an ambulance. after he got shot in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, that's right, you guys.
In Buffalo, New York. He died 8 days later.
Yeah.
And then you took
Rough
over.
Riders
Rough
took over.
Riders took over. Damn, you are 2 for 2.
I completely forgot you got assassinated in Buffalo.
That's right.
That's right. All right. So, John F. Kennedy or LBJ? LBJ.
The BJ in Spanish.
The BJ
El
in Spanish.
Presidente.
Which he
LBJ.
was his nickname. He loved to be called
LBJ.
LBJ.
Like he was Spanish. Okay.
So, he affectionately called women he slept with by Harmon. He even installed a buzzard system, and his Secret Service
buzzard?
Yeah,
like a
buzzard.
bird?
Yeah, buzzards. No, sorry, buzzer.
Buzzer.
Buzzer
Like
system.
Okay.
And his Secret Service would ring it when his wife was heading into any room he was in.
So that they could scatter.
So yeah, they could flee.
Okay. Now, I know Kennedy was a bit of a playboy,
He was a big playboy.
but I also know that he was also very openly a playboy. So I don't think he was that sneaky. I'm going to go with LBJ.
LBJ. It was LBJ. And his wife would have an interview later on and say that, because they would bring up the fact that you
That
know
he
about
did
these,
this,
and
right.
she said that he loved everybody, and 50% of the world is women, and he loved them too.
What a guy. All right. Next options here. Millard Fillmore
Okay.
or Ulysses S. Grant. One of these 2 presidents received a speeding ticket for driving their horse too fast.
Ulysses S. Grant.
It was $20. You are correct.
I know.
You are correct. So, I don't have any realistic documentation of what this may have looked like. You know, I had a couple other things here. But it was probably something like this.
He was probably driving a Mustang at the time.
Holding that ticket like I can't believe it. The reason why I included Millard Fillmore at all, you ask?
Yeah.
Because
Why?
Because he is a doppelganger like you wouldn't believe of Alec Baldwin.
They look identical.
Like scary identical.
Yeah.
Right? Creepy identical. I had to pick a random president to go against Ulysses S. Grant. I wanted to add
He's a
that
bit of a racist too.
because of the doppelganger. Fillmore?
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Most
Back-
of our presidents
back
are.
And yeah, no longer back then. I take it back. Continue.
So this is Coolidge or Taft?
Tubby Taft.
Tubby Taft. He liked to have his head rubbed with petroleum jelly while he ate breakfast.
So old school Vaseline
Old
on
school
the head
Vaseline on the head.
while he ate breakfast, like daily, every day.
He said he did it because it was good for his health. Every day.
I have a hard time thinking you found a fact about Taft other than the fact that he had a giant bathtub because he was too big to fit in a normal one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna guess Taft. Taft.
Coolidge.
Oh, Coolidge.
30th president. Yeah, he did it because he thought it was good for his health.
Yep.
And
Got
so
that.
while he was eating breakfast, he'd have his secretaries come in and
Not even like his wife.
no,
Just like a
secretaries,
person. He was like, "Hey,
yeah.
come,
It's jelly time.
it's jelly time." Okay, so Michael, I prepared 2 prizes. I guess it's a prize for
it?
the potential winners of this episode.
Okay.
Now, excuse me while I find it.
We're
You
so
now-
prepared on the show.
You now
Yeah?
have your face on not legal tender. That's an old picture too.
This
And
is
I
real.
apologize to Katie. I photoshopped you out of this picture so I could get Michael in his snazzy duds.
First, look at that.
$1. Well, $100.
That's $100.
$100.
Don't sell me short.
I Benjamined you.
You Benjamin me.
Awesome. Happy?
I'm happy.
You happy you won?
I'm happy.
I wish I had this picture of you to put on here, because that would have been better. So, what did we learn?
I think we learned that the presidents have a history of being sleazy, law breakers, innovators.
Mostly miscreants, though.
Yes.
So we have a couple bonus things. Like when Jefferson and Adams went to visit the birthplace of Shakespeare, they, with a knife, whittled off pieces of wood from one of the chairs to take home with them. That's pretty ridiculous.
Did they get arrested or did they sneak out?
They just took them.
America.
What are they going to do?
And don't
the British already tried to stop them once, and that didn't go so well.
And don't think that this is just past presidents. So another one is that Bush Sr. vomited on a Japanese prime minister. So the Japanese created a word called...
I'm definitely finding a picture of this for this part. There's going to be a picture right here of Bush vomiting on this guy.
So they created a word called bushuru. And what it means is to do the Bush thing, which it means to vomit in public.
And I think that's a Japanese thing, right? They add uru at the end of things. But it's pretty funny that, like, I read a story where someone was visiting Japan with their father, and the kid got sick and started throwing up, and the dad yelled, "Bushuru, Bushuru!" And everyone on the train just started saying, "Bushuru!" and laughing at him, so... It's not just about that. It's any public vomiting is now called bushuru.
So it's not designated just to prime ministers.
No,
do not throw up in
anyone
public.
who throws up in public is subject to ridicule.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on Friday.